After many swatches, I finally narrowed it down to a pink fine liner, a lilac Tombow, a pink super tip, and my moonstone jelly roll. To start, I am writing out a section for my February goals. I like to pick about 2 to 3 goals each month to focus on. To open up the month, a small gratitude section and a goals section, and then opposite of that is my monthly favorites, which I will throughout the month fill in with icons and some text just so that I can remember some things that are my favorites, different shows and movies and foods, anything that is on repeat, maybe a yoga pose. My weekly spreads stay consistent as well. For this one, you'll see that I actually have a mini calendar for both January and February. I always choose to pick the month that has more days of the week when there are 2 months overlapping. So for example, this week was not included in my January spread, but it was included in my February spread because there were more days of the week that landed in February than there were in January. A little leaf doodle to spruce it up and just to make that space look intentional. And then shading in the week with a pink pencil crayon. For the next page, I'm coming in with the calendar to start off with my moonstone jelly, the Tombow for February, and then a Uniball, I believe an extra fine pen for the days. As you can see, my weekly spreads are very consistent. I have the calendar up top, and then I have 6 rows for the days of the week with the weekend split up into 2 in that last one. I do start my calendars on a Monday because that is when I like to start my week. On Sunday evenings, I will do a reflection to set up. As always, things that I'm thinking of in my weekly spreads are line weight variation, keeping consistency in shapes. So you can see that I've done the circle in each of the day spreads. So when I make my week title, I want to keep that consistent as well. Once I'm finished setting up the days of the week, I will go in with a black pen and write out any dates that I need to transfer from my calendar, such as birthdays, appointments, or anything else, maybe a work schedule. I'm on mat leave right now, so I don't have any work to pencil in, but in the past I would include my volunteer and work schedule. And then as the week progresses, I'll take a blue pen and just write out what I did each day. And I find that it is really nice for me to look back on when I don't have the time to do a proper journal, but I can see how I've spent my days, and it's really nice to remember. And it's one of the reasons that I continue to bullet journal. On the page opposite that is open, I like to leave that for any type of milestone or event or big thought that I had in my mind that week. Sometimes it's small and it's just a little moment, and other times it's something bigger. Like a couple weeks ago, I launched my YouTube channel, so that would be one of the things that I might do a little spread about. Another one might be going to the zoo with my family and including some pictures, or like a quote of the day. I also like to write down any meals that I made because one of my goals this year is to make healthy meals each week. So by writing them down, it helps keep me accountable. For this last spread, I decided to change it up a little bit and use some watercolor. This is a Daniel Smith dot card, and they're super handy to try out different watercolors. I think you can get them for about $12. It's just really nice to try out the colors, and honestly, there's so much color variation, and it's a really good way to add some color into your journal without having to buy tubes and tubes of expensive paint. A little goes a long way. All you have to do is add some water, and you have access to this beautiful color. The last step is just adding a little bit of washi tape and sticker elements. This is just a sage piece of packaging, and I loved the rose. Instead of using glue, they're basically like stickers, and they're just kind of very convenient. So I just press that in, and then I'm just adding some washi tape to some of my spreads, pretty minimal. If I decide I want to use more throughout the week, I will always add some, but sometimes it's nice to start the week with some added already. An easy way to make your washi tape look a little cuter is to make that flag cut. And here we are, all finished. My February spread is nice and light. There is February goals and gratitude and my monthly favorites. I really liked the soft colors. I think this circle one is one of my favorites. Just the graphic shape and the graphic quality of this spread is just really pleasing to look at. Here is the one for Valentine's Day, which I do go in later to mark out the day. And the last page with the watercolor. Just adding that little something extra. As you can see, I tried really hard not to touch the black lines with the paint as it would have smudged the ink. Love looking at those watercolor blooms. Something so chaotic and beautiful and natural. And there we are, all finished. Thank you so much for joining.